If I can't keep my head held high enough, I'll just speak love and watch the smiles come, bring my spirits up. There's some shit I like to fix, but I still know that I'm blessed.
Much of the Kristin Smart murder trial today was once again dedicated to a dog handler who searched for Kristin with specially trained dogs.
Welcome back to my coverage of the Kristin Smart trial, heading into Tuesday of week number 5, August 16th, 2022. And today we're continuing on with cross-examination of Adela Morris, the dog handler. So Sanger continued cross-examination left over from Monday. And it mostly consisted of what dogs can detect, where the scents originate from, understanding residual scents, how long the dogs can detect the scents, and things like this. And the jury continued to present questions, which you know I love that. Morris and Sanger went back and forth, with Morris saying she couldn't accurately answer how long a scent can be detected by the dogs. The other jury questions were asked, and I originally thought the questions would be far and few between, but these jury questions are very frequent every day. They are definitely not shy about asking questions, and that is much better than wondering. Another jury question wanted to know if they'd hit on vomit, and Morris said she did not know the answer to that question. Sanger asked multiple questions, trying to get Morris to admit that dogs could be alerting to tri-tip beef, which was possibly in Paul's fridge in the dorm. Morris answered saying that that was not possible, as they are trained on beef as one of the negatives. Misik made an appearance today. We don't get to hear from him much. He's pretty scarce, but he wanted to know how many bodies Morris and Choya had found. And she admitted there was one body found, but that she had helped narrow the search on many others. And Misik went down and named each case that she was part of, and then said, "Did you find a body there?" And she'd have to answer no. And "Did you find a body there? And the answer was no. So you can imagine the impact he was trying to make with the jury there. And all three attorneys continued to question Morris throughout the morning and into the afternoon. And she was on the stand all day on Monday, too. So, boy, that girl must be pooped. Let's cover some more jury questions. There's so many I can't cover them all. But this juror wanted to know, quote, "You don't know what it was Choya found / alerted to because the testing is done by someone else, ? End quote. Sanger adds to the jury's questions, "In this particular case, you didn't see anything, but a lab later on may be able to find something." And Morris's answer for those was, "That's correct." Morris clarified what exactly qualifies as human remains. She said, "Everything that makes up a human body and everything that's part of decomposition, including blood, bones, fluids, and so on, is all considered human remains." Morris also explained that not all dogs are cut out to be search dogs. Those dogs that are not qualified don't go on to certify when it's obvious they're not cut out for it. For example, one dog was more interested in hunting crickets, she said, than anything else. That made me laugh. They're not considered pets, by the way, but they're considered a search partner instead.
Another juror wanted to know if any research had been published since 1996 that changed Morris's opinion about her dog Choya's reaction. She answered that she couldn't recall reading anything that would change her mind.
And Morris's testimony ended just before 2 p.m. on Tuesday. In case any of you are new to the jury questions or missed the episode where I explained how they do this, here's a nice little explanation here. And in case you don't know, I have covered every day of the trial so far, so you can find that on my playlist. And I will continue to cover the trial, and I do plan on being present in Salinas the day of the verdict.
More questions from jurors. The jurors are allowed to pass written questions to one of the bailiffs. The attorneys then consult with the judge and decide which are appropriate. The questions are then entered into evidence and asked by one of the attorneys. A second dog handler, Wayne Brehens, also searched the dorms in Cal Poly campus for Kristin Smart in June of 1996. He was on the witness stand Tuesday afternoon.
Wayne discussed his experience and how he's been a certified dog handler for 31 years. With his dog, Sierra, they actually showed up for the search at Cal Poly, and Sierra is a yellow lab. And the date was June 29th, 1996, as you know, when the search of Cal Poly was going on with all these various dog teams. Wayne and Sierra started training in 1990, and later they added the Cadaver search certification in 1996, which, as you can tell by the dates, Sierra was fresh to that type of search certification when she did the Cal Poly search. Same as dog handler Morris, Wayne was also dispatched by CARTA, who was contacted by the Office of Emergency Services. Wayne was asked to assist in a search for a missing Cal Poly student. Wayne was first assigned to a 2 to 3 block area west of the dorms. The search was a blind search, so they didn't know who or what they were looking for. They were not aware of any other dog searches that had gone on either. And what I'm going to share with you next gave me chills, and I hope it's as impactful to you as it was to me, and even more importantly, I hope it's impactful to the juries. Listen to this and tell me what you think in the comments. Once Sierra got to the perimeter of the dorms, she locked on a scent, putting her paws on a window on the first floor of the Santa Lucia Hall. The scent source seemed to be coming from inside the Santa Lucia dorm building. Once Wayne asked to be let inside that building, Sierra alerted on room number 128, and in case you don't know, that's Paul's room. Wayne said he had no knowledge of whose room it was, and once that room was open, room 128, Sierra alerted on the left side of the room. She had a clear, unambiguous signal. Sierra then put her paws on the mattress, alerting several times.
Deputy DA Chris Pavrell asked again about the certification process. Brehens said the Office of Emergency Services sets the standards, and an organization called CARTA certifies the dogs.
Wayne's dog Sierra ultimately went on to complete 6 different certifications in search and rescue. Singer went on to cross-examine Wayne in what seems to be an effort to discredit him. Sanger had Wayne confirm that he had previously been an investor and an advisor prior to becoming a dog handler, and Wayne added he had also been a trained EMT. Singer challenged by clarifying that Wayne did not have a degree in biology. Wayne testified that Sierra had done over 50 searches prior to that June of 1996 at Cal Poly. He admitted that no human remains were found at Cal Poly that day and added to his answer, quote, "She just jumped up on the mattress. I can only tell you based on 30 years experience what I think the dog is responding to," end quote. Singer inquired about what he discussed with dog handler Morris on the ride home since they carpooled together. Wayne did not remember specifically, but was sure they would have discussed what they'd done. Singer asked the obvious questions, that no human remains were found in Paul's room number 128, and Wayne said no, that Sierra just alerted to the mattress. Wayne was excused from his testimony at 4:20 p.m., which ended the day's testimony. During the testimony regarding the cadaver dogs, I'm noticing that all the dogs in court so far have been females. I had to look into it further. I went down the rabbit hole, but I learned a lot of cool things about cadaver dogs. I'm going to share them here with you now. So apparently they are currently referred to as decomposition dogs, and they started using them in the 1970s. While doing my research, I came across information from the American Kennel Club, and I saw a familiar name, Andy Redman. He has been referred to in testimony several times already with the other dog handlers, and I'm expecting we'll be hearing from him. As you recall, he is the dog handler Morris referred to as far as the discussion of what should be tested for on Paul's mattress that the dogs alerted on. Holy cow, I'm already impressed with this guy. I learned he co-wrote a classic textbook titled Cadaver Dog Handbook. He was among the first to develop training programs for the discipline. And I stopped looking at his qualifications after one paragraph because I don't want to ruin the surprise, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be testifying. And I would say this guy's definitely considered an expert witness. I learned so many fascinating things about these scent dogs. I learned that dog training actually helps them not only find the body, but they can find a body that has been moved and can sometimes even lead to the new body location. They can tell the difference between dead animals versus humans. They can identify a crime scene. These dogs can identify hundreds of scents as they're trained versus drug and bomb dogs, for example. They're only trained for those specific scents. These cadaver search dogs are trained on hundreds of scents. They even know the difference between a recently dead person, a long dead person, or even a drowning victim. And they do say that female dogs are less aggressive, but they don't think that that necessarily would impact the performance, even though it suggests that they may be more proficient. And a government survey actually shows males are currently the preferred dogs for searching. And neuter dogs actually live longer, so although it doesn't make their performance better, it leads to a longer life, which of course is beneficial. There's so much to all this search dog business. Even all the criteria to begin by selecting the right puppy in the first place is intense. Anywho, curiosity is our channel name, and my curiosity is now satisfied as far as cadaver dogs. I consider this very strong evidence in the case so far to me. I just can't help myself, but I learned so much. Stay curious. You guys are not going to believe this, or maybe with all things considered, you are going to believe this, but another juror was excused today. This was from Paul's jurors. So Paul is now down to 4 alternates from his original 8. Ruben is down to 3 alternates from his original 8. And the judge didn't give any explanation, but she did reassure everybody who was in the courtroom that it was not related to the 3 positive COVID cases from the previous week. I had already mentioned in my last episode that court had been scheduled to be dark Friday, August 19th, Monday, Tuesday, August 22 and 23. But the judge announced today another twist that court will be dark for the rest of the week and will resume back on Wednesday, August 24th. Well, either way, that's 2 more days for the jurors to have some downtime. We know that they're really struggling, so hopefully this extra time will help them out. Lord knows what the recent problems are. This is just so bizarre. As you recall, opening statement started July 18th of 2022, and the trial's expected to go to October of 2022. As always, justice for Kristin.
If I can't keep my head held high enough, I'll just speak love and watch the smiles come.
Thanks for watching.
Bring my spirits up.
Don't forget to stop and smell the flowers.
There's some shit I like to fix, but I still